Canada is the country in many things, many places. It's the country in many races, many people. No matter where we live, no matter where our place is, Canada is waiting for you. Today we're gonna watch the introduction of the verb tenses. This is our building block or SAC, subject, action, and complement. Sometimes we have the preposition before the action and the complement, and is always helping to convey our message. This is a table of times and modes. We have times, past, present, and future. And we have the modes simple, continuous, perfect, and continuous perfect. The most common modes are simple and continuous. The most uncommon modes are the perfect and the continuous perfect. Below the names of the modes, we have the formulas. For example, in the simple mode, we have the main verb. In the continuous mode, we have the auxiliary verb to be plus the present participle of the main verb. In the perfect mode, we have the auxiliary verb to have plus the past participle of the main verb. And in the continuous perfect mode, we have the auxiliary verb to have plus being plus the present participle of the main verb. We only conjugate in the case of the simple mode the main verb, and in the other modes we have to conjugate only the auxiliary verb. So here we have two sacks or two building blocks. The sacks are represented with the preposition, but the preposition is not obligatory, so it depends on the verbs that we have. And to connect the two sacks, in this case, we use a conjunction, and the conjunction is not obligatory. We can use or we cannot use. It depends on the reasoning of the sentence. Here again we have the two sacks to demonstrate that we have the subject that is the executor of the action, which contains pronouns, words, clauses, adjectives, and adverbs. And we have the action that contains irregular verbs, regular verbs, or phrasal verbs that can call the prepositions. And we have the receiver that contains pronouns, words, clauses, adjectives, and adverbs. And the conjunction that contains conjunctions or expressions. Here is some example. You said to her that our meeting changed before she left the building. So we have two sacks and a conjunction. But remember, we have to give the right rhythm, the right pitch of my intonation of the phrase. So when I say the phrase, I don't read word by word. So I read the words connecting the sounds together. For example, you said to her that our meeting changed before she left the building. So I'm passing over the importance, the different importance of some of the words of the phrase. In this case, I pass over the importance of three words: said, changed, and left. In the same phrase, in this other example, we have another rhythm. So I say, you said to her that our meeting changed or she left the building. So in this case, I'm passing over the importance of different words. Here we have the same table of times and modes. We use the verb to talk. We have the examples here, and this is to show which verb varies when we have to conjugate. In the simple mode, we have in the past, I talked to you. In the present, I talk to you. In the future, I will talk to you. So it varies only the main verb. In the continuous mode is in the past, I was talking to you. The present, I am talking to you. In the future, I'll be talking to you. So we change the verb to be, which is the auxiliary verb. And in the perfect mode, we have the past. I had talked to you. In the present, I have talked to you. In the future, I will have talked to you. So we change the auxiliary verb, which is the verb to have. And the perfect mode, we have in the past, I had been talking to you. In the present, I have been talking to you. And in the future, I will have been talking to you. Only we have to change the auxiliary verb to have, and the rest remains the same. We have 184 irregular verbs. We have more or less 20,000 regular verbs, and in irregular verbs, we have the present simple different or equal to the past simple that will be different or equal to the past participle. And in the regular verbs, we have, of course, the present simple, which will be the verb, and the past simple, which will be equal to the past participle, which will be the verb plus ed. Which ones are the correct forms for each case? Number 1. Will you have been moved to Canada next year? 2. Will you be going to the country next month? 3. We had a study for the next exam. And number 4. I'm going to eat the cake. The answers are this. Number 1, will you have been moved to Canada next year? Is a perfect continuous. Number 2, you will be going to the country next month. Is a continuous mode. Number 3, we had a study for the next exam. This is the perfect mode. And number 4, I'm gonna eat the cake. This is the simple mode. Click on our website to find out how we can help you in English and in French. Also, we can explain to you about the Canadian immigration process. Explore the other videos and subscribe yourself to receive the news. That's it. Thanks so much for watching this video. See you again next time.